The Galactic Council sits in a massive golden chamber made from bright metal that shines like the sun. High circular walls covered with banners of different alien empires, flags hanging under cold white lights, and a floor made of black stone polished until it reflects every movement like a silent pool of water. Hundreds of alien ambassadors sitting in curved rows facing the center stage where one long marble table waits for the human delegation. Many eyes glowing, many antennae shaking, many scales vibrating with quiet excitement, because today is supposed to be an important day. A day the Council will claim victory without any battle. A day they will control humanity without ever firing a weapon. The Council Chief, a tall creature with a crystal crown and blue skin that changes color with every word, rises slowly from his seat and speaks loudly with pride in his voice. His tone like a judge giving final judgment after a long trial. His words echoing across the chamber through hidden speakers. Humans fear war. They always run. They will accept our conditions. The sound travels like thunder, and every species in the chamber laughs together. A strange mix of hissing, clicking, roaring, and soft machine beeps from robotic life forms. The sound of disrespect filling the chamber like smoke from a burning field. Alien lips curling with amusement. Long tails hitting the ground, wings shaking, tentacles moving with satisfaction. Because they all remember Earth's history from the archives. A history they read many years ago after winning peace agreements and trade deals, all documents showing that humans stopped all wars long ago, closed the army, retired fleets, ended weapons research, destroyed missile stations, removed space marines, and said that fighting is wrong. The alien governments believed that humans became soft, peaceful, simple, emotional, predictable, weak. So weak that they are no threat to any empire in the galaxy. In the crowd, one small amphibian species opens a tiny device and shows a file to the neighbor, laughing as it says, "Humans lost their war hunger centuries ago. They love peace. They sing songs. They make movies about love. They fear blood. They fear war." And the neighbor taps the screen with a claw. Yes, they refuse weapons. They debate ethics. They write poetry. They are emotional animals. They are easy to control. Whispers spread across the golden hall like cold wind moving through dead leaves in a forgotten forest. Every ambassador has already made a decision in their mind. They think humans will accept every demand the Council gives today. They want humans to surrender control of outer colonies, surrender mining rights on 2 moons, surrender technology patents, surrender independent shipbuilding, and even surrender deep space scanning systems, everything signed without question. Because they believe humans have no courage left. No strength, no fire. The human delegation walks in slowly through the long doors at the end of the chamber. 7 humans wearing clean white diplomatic suits with a small blue symbol of Earth on the shoulder. Walking quietly without any expression, eyes calm, steps steady, breath slow, faces emotionless like stone statues walking in the light. The aliens study them with cold eyes, expecting fear, expecting nervous body language, expecting shaking hands. But the humans show nothing. They just walk like they already know the ending of this day, like they know something no one else knows. And they sit at the marble table without a single word of protest or conflict. The human ambassador, Maya Lang, sits in the center, a woman with dark hair tied tightly, her face calm like water that hides a deep ocean under the surface, eyes focused not on the Council but on the empty space above the table. As if she is remembering something from a time no one else lived, something heavy. The Council Chief spreads his arms wide with a smile full of victory. "Welcome humans, today peace will be signed. You will accept our treaty, because you understand war is dangerous and pointless." His voice has a hidden insult, a hidden belief that he is teaching children a lesson. But Maya Lang does not react. She stays silent the whole time, her face like quiet stone, no anger, no fear, no happiness, nothing. She does not defend humanity, she does not argue, she does not speak about Earth's rights, she does not say anything about history. She simply picks up the digital pen on the table, signs the piece paper with a soft movement, the screen glowing blue under her hand, and then she slowly stands up with a straight back, no rush, no shaking, no emotion, only a strange calm that makes the room colder without anyone understanding why. She looks around the chamber, every ambassador staring at her, waiting for a speech of weakness, waiting for thanks, waiting for apologies, waiting for a message about peace and love, waiting for something soft, like humans always do. But instead Maya speaks in a clear voice that cuts the air like a silent blade hidden in the dark. "In peace, we stayed silent. But silence is not weakness. Her voice is simple, no anger, no shouting. But the words feel wrong to the council, like a warning, like a threat, like a message from a deeper place. The room becomes cold, eyes widen. Lights flicker like something is draining power from the air. Her words enter every ear like ice water. Because they feel heavy, heavy with meaning that no one understands yet. Every species in the chamber stops laughing. The sound of mocking voices falls to the ground and breaks like glass. And the hall becomes quiet like a tomb under sand. The silence is thick, heavy, strange. Because no one expected humans to speak like this. No one expected confidence. No one expected mystery. No one expected a tone that does not match the image they created about humanity inside their mind. A tone that feels ancient. Like a warning written on stone walls in a forgotten cave. No one should discover. The council chief opens his mouth, maybe to speak, maybe to demand explanation, maybe to insult humans again. But before he says anything, every council screen in the chamber suddenly changes without warning, turning from the peace treaty document to a forbidden human document. A long dark file with heavy red letters on top. Letters that every alien empire tried to erase from history many years ago. The screens show one name. One project name that opens old fear in the hearts of old commanders. Who survived a time no one speaks about. Project name, Ark Protocol, Last War. The words hit like a hammer dropping on thin glass. The ambassadors panic. They stand, they shout, they press buttons, they try to shut the screens, they try to block the broadcast. They try to stop the file from showing again. Because they thought the Ark was only a legend, a ghost story told by dark soldiers who lived a secret time. A myth about the final war humans prepared for. A myth told to scare children of powerful empires. A myth the council erased. A myth they said was fake because it was too terrifying to accept as truth. Old memories rise in the minds of ancient aliens who were young when the rumor of the Ark spread across the stars. A rumor that humans started something too dangerous, too powerful, too dark, something not even the council wanted to remember. They said it was propaganda. They said humans lied. They said humans made up stories to look strong. But now the document is real. It is here. It is in front of every eye, the truth floating in light, impossible to hide again. The human ambassador ends her speech, her voice low, almost sad, almost broken, but still full of strength. You said humans fear war. But you never asked why we tried to avoid it. The sentence cuts everything inside the chamber. It removes all laughter. It removes all arrogance. It removes all confidence. It shows something no one saw before, something hidden behind history and lies. It shows that humans did not stop war because they were weak. They stopped war because they discovered something too horrible to use again. Lights shut down in the chamber one by one. Screens turn black. Sound dies. Power falls like rain falling into a cold ocean at night. Transmission ends. Darkness covers the room like a blanket made from fear and quiet memories of a time everyone chose to forget. Ambassadors stand frozen in the dark, breathing fast, hearts beating like drums, minds filling with questions, hands shaking, tails shaking, claws shaking. Because everything they believed about humans is now broken in one simple moment. In the silent darkness, the council chief breathes heavily, the crystal crown glowing faint blue in the shadows, old scars on his mind opening again. Scars made from rumors of battles no one recorded. And he whispers with a voice that sounds nothing like the proud leader who mocked humans minutes ago. His voice cracks, activate crisis protocol. And every ambassador hears him, his tone full of fear, full of horror, full of truth he never wanted to accept. And he shouts with shaking breath. What is the ARK? His words echo in the dark room like a scream coming from the past, from a battlefield that never made records. The council now understands one thing. One terrifying truth that changes everything they plan today. Humans never feared war. Humans feared what would happen if they accepted war again. After the blackout, emergency lights glow blue like ghost fire moving under ice. Guards run inside. Screens start blinking again. Some showing broken fragments of the Ark file, others showing warning symbols. Encrypted human messages blinking like coded screams from a different time. Ambassadors argue. Some demand attack. Some demand retreat. Some demand negotiation. Some demand destruction of Earth. Some demand study. The hall becomes chaos. Heavy chaos. Thick chaos. Rage and fear mixing like storm clouds. While the aliens scream at each other, Maya Lang stands still, not moving, not scared, her face empty, her eyes deep like she is somewhere else. somewhere humans remember, somewhere aliens never visited. She walks out of the hall while the council breaks into chaos, every step silent, every step heavy with meaning. Like she carries a truth the galaxy never understood. She leaves like someone who already knows what will happen next. Behind her, the council tries to erase the file again, tries to lie to themselves again, tries to rebuild the old story about humans being weak. But the truth is now loose like a wild animal running through a forest of lies. The truth that humans did not choose peace because they are soft. They chose peace because they built something too dark to use again. Something called the Ark Protocol, something called the Last War. This moment becomes the beginning of fear across the galaxy. Fear not of human weakness, but fear of human silence. Because silence with strength is not peace. It is a warning written in a language only old soldiers understand. The language of someone who saw the end of war. Someone who looked at the last battlefield and decided no one should see that again. The council starts crisis meetings, secret talks, old archives are opened, dusty files pulled from hidden vaults, names erased from records now return. Code words no one said for centuries are spoken in dark corners. Ambassadors whisper about the Ark, about experiments, about soldiers not born from mothers, about weapons not built from metal, but built from fear and science, built to end war by ending everything around war. Whispers grow, spreading like fire in dry grass. Outside the hall, Maya reaches her ship, her assistants walking behind her confused because she never discussed the Ark with them, never mentioned it, never showed fear of the council. She closes the ship door, looks once at Earth symbol on the wall, her eyes heavy with memory. She closes them and breathes, a slow deep breath like someone remembering ghosts walking through stars. She whispers to herself, it begins again, like she knew this day would come. Like she waited for it, not with joy, but with sadness, because truth is not a weapon humans wanted to use. Truth is a burden humans carry. The ship flies out of the council station, engines glowing blue like stars melting into space, leaving behind the golden chamber full of anger and fear, leaving behind the sounds of species that never understood humans, never understood why humans changed so suddenly many centuries ago. Leaving behind the pride of empires who believed they won peace because they were strong, never understanding that humans accepted peace because they knew war better than anyone in the galaxy. Far from the station, Maya contacts a hidden channel, encrypted with old symbols, symbols that were banned, symbols that connect to something no one talks about. She waits in silence. Then a voice answers from the darkness of radio waves, a voice calm and deep, like someone speaking from a long tunnel buried under stone. The voice does not ask questions, it only says one sentence, the Ark is listening, and Maya closes her eyes again, because she knows the galaxy will learn truth the hard way. Truth about humans, truth about war, truth about fear, and why humans fought their last war alone, without leaving records for others to read. On a distant moon around Jupiter, something old waits, something large, something built not for travel but for awakening. A station that looks like a mountain of black metal floating in silence, no lights, no life signs, no movement, like a sleeping god under the cold stars. But inside, machines dream, systems breathe, steel hearts beat slowly, waiting for a signal only humans know, waiting for a command humanity never wanted to say again, waiting for something the galaxy does not believe exists, waiting for the Ark Protocol. Back in the Golden Chamber, the council chief sits with shaking hands, his crown no longer glowing bright, his voice broken, his heart remembering stories told by old soldiers who returned from places erased from maps. He whispers again and again, like someone praying in the dark, why did they stop war? And now the answer is clear, clear like ice touching the skin. Humans did not fear war, humans feared what war turned them into. Silence falls again, but this silence is different, not silence of pride, not silence of victory. It is silence of fear, fear that rises from truth finally seen, fear that humans were never weak, humans were never soft, humans were never simple. They were peaceful because they saw the final shape of war, and they closed the door forever, hoping no one would open it again. But today, with one sentence, one signature, one file shown to the galaxy, the door moves, the lock breaks, the wind returns, and the Ark begins to wake from its long dark sleep. The galaxy believed humans fear war, but now reality hits like a hammer. Humans tried to avoid war because they understood it too well, better than any species born in the stars. They understood that war is not about weapons. War is about transformation, a transformation that destroys the soul, and they built something that guarantees the final war if someone forces them, a creation called the Ark, a project called the Last War. Outside the station, stars move slowly, quiet, unaware of what is waking under their light, unaware that history will change again, unaware that humans will show a truth hidden under peace, and the galaxy will finally understand silence is not weakness. Silence is warning. Silence is the last breath before the storm returns. The council chamber is still cold after the blackout, blue emergency lights shaking like weak stars trapped under ice. Shadows dancing on golden walls, ambassadors speaking. Loudly at the same time, screaming over each other, demanding answers, demanding control, demanding someone to erase the human file again. The sound feels like a storm of panic trapped inside a metal box. Claws hitting tables, tails whipping the floor, screens flashing warnings, guards rushing, everyone searching for something they lost, confidence. The council chief tries to speak but his voice shakes like a broken machine, his throat dry, his crown dim, his eyes open wide with fear he never allowed himself to feel in public, because the Ark Protocol is not just a project name. It is a locked door that should never open again, and the key now lies somewhere humans kept hidden for centuries. High above the chamber, ancient camera drones record everything, their red lights blinking like eyes from another time, saving every scream, every fear, every panic moment into digital memory, because truth is now alive again. A truth no council wanted to face. A truth they tried to bury under layers of peace treaties and false stories about human weakness. The ambassadors argue. One species with long silver horns shouts, "Destroy Earth now, before they wake whatever Ark is." Another species with wings covered in black feathers screams back, "Are you mad? If the Ark is real, attacking Earth means ending ourselves." A small insect-like ambassador clicks its mandibles fast, its voice like knives touching glass. "We must learn the truth, not fight blind." And a cybernetic machine species speaks in flat, cold tone. Visible code running across metal skin, information missing. Historical data corrupted. Emergency analysis needed. The council chief raises his hand, but no one listens, his voice small under the thunder of fear, until he activates a shock pulse from his chair. A silent wave that freezes all sound for 1 second. A cold vibration passes through every bone in the room, and ambassadors fall silent like someone removed all air from their lungs. He breathes and speaks with heavy voice. "We need the history," his words slow, each word like a stone falling into a black river beneath a dark bridge. "Open the restricted library," the room gasps, because the restricted library is not a normal archive. It is a place full of files erased from public memory. Files that survived the last war. Files hidden because they show truths that can break empires. 2 guards run to a sealed door behind the council platform, their armor glowing with red security symbols. They place their hands on scanners. A heavy lock opens with a deep rumble like a sleeping beast waking under metal chains. The door slides open and cold air escapes from a chamber that was locked for a long time. The smell of dust from forgotten history fills the hall like sandstorm from an ancient tomb, and inside the dark room stands a giant machine. A data core glowing weak blue, covered in cables like roots from a metal tree, sleeping silently. The council chief walks toward it slowly, his steps heavy, his claws shaking slightly. Everyone watches him, some with fear, some with curiosity, some with anger, but he ignores them. He touches the screen, his voice quiet, "Access last human war record." The data core hums. A soft vibration fills the hall, screens flicker, lights pulse, ancient files rise from the dead, and lines of text in old languages fill the giant screens around the chamber. Languages older than the council age itself. Symbols humans used before their peace. Symbols aliens deleted from public systems long ago. A young researcher from a small reptile species leans forward with wide eyes, translating fast, his voice trembling. This says humans did not stop war because they lost. They stopped because they won." The room freezes, every ambassador stares at the screen, waiting for more, waiting for context that does not make sense. Humans won? How? Against who? Where? When? The screen shows a map of 5-star systems, all marked with red symbols, all now empty, dark, erased from the modern galactic map. Because no one travels there, no one speaks about them. No one remembers them except in nightmares that soldiers whispered in dark rooms after drinking too much memory alcohol. The researcher continues, his voice shaking like someone reading horror story written in real blood. 5-star systems destroyed, in one night, 1 operation. Name: Last War. A tall ambassador with 4 eyes steps closer, his voice dry. What weapon can erase 5-star systems in one night? The researcher looks at the screen again, his throat tight. It says not weapon, strategy. Everyone gasps, confusion rising like smoke. Strategy? How can strategy erase 5 systems? The text shows images of massive human fleet, ships black like night, shapes no one recognizes, designs not used anymore, designs the council never catalogued, ships that look like predators swimming through space, not machines, but living nightmares made from metal and logic. The council chief whispers like someone remembering a story he heard when he was young and afraid of shadows. The Ark soldiers. They were not normal humans, and the hall goes silent again, because Ark soldiers is a phrase only heard in fear culture. Forbidden stories parents used to scare stubborn children. Stories saying humans once grew soldiers in machines, soldiers made for one purpose, to end war forever by ending everything around war, emotionless, unstoppable, born from science and pain, not from families or planets or dreams. An old ambassador with scars on his neck speaks with voice that sounds older than his age. I was young, when rumors spread, that humans created something that made war meaningless, that they built soldiers who did not sleep, did not fear, did not break. His eyes shake, his hands tremble. We believed it was myth. He looks at the screen again, his voice soft. But myths start from somewhere. The council breathes together, thousands of lungs pulling cold air like trying to survive underwater. The council chief reads another line from the glowing screen, each word making his heart colder. Humans ended war not because they were weak, but because they saw war's true form. He turns to the hall, his eyes shaking like windows in a storm. They saw the monster they could become. And the hall feels the weight of those words, heavy like gravity pressing on bones, making bodies tense. Suddenly, one ambassador from a proud warrior species jumps up, slamming his hand on the table, shouting with fury mixed with fear. This is human trick. They show fake files. They lie to make us fear them. His voice loud like thunder hitting metal. But the old ambassador with scars looks at him slowly, eyes dark like caves that hide truths no one wants to see. Do you think humans would risk showing a fake myth? In front of the council? On the most important day? No, his voice hard. Humans hide truth, not create lies. And silence falls on the hall again, not because they agree, but because their minds cannot find another explanation that makes sense. The young researcher finds another section of the document, his voice almost breaking. This part says, the Ark was sealed, soldiers frozen in stasis, after the last war. The council chief leans closer, his claws tapping the metal screen. Why sealed? The researcher reads more, his voice small like whisper in a vast empty cave. Because humans decided no one should carry that burden again. The hall watches the words appear like ghosts on cold glass. They feared using Ark again. More than. They feared losing war in the future. This sentence is like a blade sliding into the mind of every ambassador, cutting pride, cutting assumptions, cutting false beliefs, showing truth. Humans avoided war because they knew what war truly costs when you win. The council begins arguing again, deeper, darker, more desperate. One voice says, we must negotiate with Earth. Another says, we must prepare defense fleets. Another says, we must find the Ark station and destroy it before they wake soldiers. Panic grows like fire in a dry forest, fast, unstoppable, pushing every mind into fear decisions, not rational decisions. The council chief raises his hand again, his voice stronger than before, stronger because fear gave him truth. Stop, he orders, and the hall slowly calms. We insulted a species that survived something worse than war, he breathes, heavy. And we forced them to show a secret they protected for centuries. Ambassadors lower their eyes, shame mixed with confusion, because they spent years laughing at humans, calling them soft, calling them emotional, calling them fragile, making cartoons about human weakness, using humans in jokes about diplomacy. And now the truth rises like a sun they never wanted to see. A screen shows the last line of the ancient file, a line that feels like a scream from the past, Ark Protocol. Last activated when humanity faces extinction, or when someone forces war upon them. The hall becomes quiet like a tomb, like no one dares to breathe, because now they understand what they did today, by demanding humans surrender everything, by mocking them in the hall, by calling them weak, by believing they can control them by treaty. They forced humans into a corner, and humans do not fight war with anger, They fight war with something else, something dark, something final. The council chief sits, his voice like broken wind in a desert. We must speak to Earth immediately. But before he sends the communication request, every screen in the hall changes again. This time a short message in human language appears. The symbol of Earth glowing bright. The text simple, no decoration, no threat words, no dramatic style, only truth. The Ark is awake. The message repeats 3 times then disappears, leaving only darkness on screens. Some ambassadors scream, some collapse, some stare frozen, some whisper prayers to old gods, some grab weapons even though weapons are useless in this hall. Some shake with fear, and some stand quiet with cold understanding that the galaxy changed in one sentence. The old ambassador with scars closes his eyes and whispers, "We thought humans fear war, but what they fear is themselves." His words float in the hall like floating ashes from a burning world, and everyone feels the truth inside those words, deep, sharp, honest. Far from the council, on a moon covered in ice and shadows, the Ark station glows for the first time in centuries. Machines waking like heartbeats rising after long sleep, lights blinking under thick metal layers, systems checking memory, codes opening like blooming death flowers, cryo vaults humming, and inside a corridor made from black alloy, row after row of stasis chambers breathe cold mist into the air, each chamber holding a human soldier, eyes closed, heart slowed, mind programmed for one purpose not even they understand yet. Sleeping army created for the last war, untouched by time, untouched by dreams, untouched by normal life. And Earth. Earth stays silent, not answering calls, not sending threats, not sending warnings, because humans know something the galaxy does not. Silence is the loudest threat when truth stands behind it. Silence means they are not negotiating anymore. Silence means they are preparing. Silence means they warned the galaxy once and will not warn again. In the council chamber, panic whispers start again. What do we do? How do we stop Ark? How do we defend ourselves? Why did we force them? But there is no answer, no plan, no victory route, because war against humans is not war against ships or soldiers. It is war against an idea humans created in darkness, the idea that if war must happen, then it will happen only once, the last war, the war that ends all war. The council chief speaks again with voice full of something new, respect and fear mixed like 2 storms meeting in the sky. The galaxy must learn the truth, he says, or we will not survive the truth. And outside the golden walls, countless stars burn silently, unaware of the ancient nightmare waking under their light. Humans once told the galaxy they love peace, and the galaxy believed peace came from weakness. But now the truth returns like a ghost walking through locked doors. Humans did not fear war because they are weak. They feared war because they know what they become when they fight without limits. They become the last version of war itself. Light fades slowly in the chamber, every ambassador staring at the empty screens, at the shadows on the walls, at the memory of laughter that turned into fear in one breath. The mood heavy, every heart thinking the same question. What happens when Ark fully wakes? And somewhere, deep in the dark cold corridors of the Ark station, one stasis chamber blinks faster, the glass glowing from inside like a blue moon. A faint heartbeat begins like distant thunder, slow, strong, ancient, and the eyes behind the glass move slightly, opening for the first time in centuries. The galaxy believed humans fear war, but now, reality begins to hit. The Ark station is silent except for the slow pulse of machines waking from deep sleep. Lights flicker inside long corridors. Made of black alloy that looks like frozen darkness stretched into metal shape, each light glow spreads across the walls like veins of blue fire, crawling through wires, activating old systems, unlocking memory data that has not been opened for centuries. Every pulse like the slow heartbeat of something huge and ancient. A heart that never truly died, only waited in cold and silence, waiting for a command only humanity knows. A command that was spoken indirectly today when the council forced a truth that should have stayed buried. The stasis chambers line both sides of a narrow hall, long glass tubes filled with pale blue light that looks like water turned into ghost form. Each chamber hides the shape of a human body, floating like a dream that never reached morning, suspended between life and death, between past and future, between war and peace, each body untouched by time, eyes closed, muscles perfect, hearts slowed to almost 0 beats per minute, minds empty except for one mission buried deep like a seed under stone. Outside the Ark, The moon's surface is quiet and dark, covered in ice and dust. No signs of life, no sound, no movement, only silence of a world that hides a secret bigger than civilizations. A secret that could end civilizations, deep under the crust where the Ark is hidden like a monster sleeping under the bed of a child who forgot why she cried in the night. The Ark breathes silent air from ventilation shafts connected to old star engines that still store energy from ancient suns. Inside the control room, a screen blinks with human language, simple words, cold tone, a pulse of old code, activation. Stage 1, threat detected. The words appear like someone whispering the future into a dead machine. The code passes through old systems designed by humans who understood that future is not a line, but a circle. Everything comes back, especially war. Far away from the Ark, the Council Station looks like a glowing city floating above a star river, but inside its golden walls, fear eats the air like hidden fire burning oxygen. Ambassadors sit in groups whispering fast words, their voices shaking, their hands moving wildly, tails curling, wings pressed close to bodies, antennae flat. All signs of fear, not of the enemy they thought they understood, but of the enemy they never imagined. Human silence. Silence hits harder than any weapon. Silence after truth is like a mountain falling on chest, crushing belief and pride and everything they used to think was safe. The council chief watches his ambassadors from his high seat, his expression broken, eyes wide but empty, like he is staring into nightmare and reality at the same time, his mind fighting two opposite truths. Everything he believed about humans was wrong, and everything he feared about humans might be true. A young researcher, still shaking from what he read, holds a tablet in his claws, his eyes reading old files he found in restricted library, his voice dry like sand whispering across cracked ground. Sir, there is more. The council chief turns slowly, like his body is heavy inside gravity twice as strong as normal. What more? He asks, voice tired. The researcher points at the screen. The file. It explains why humans sealed the Ark. The room leans closer, everyone listening with fear that squeezes heart like cold hands. The researcher breathes deep, his scales trembling. After the last war, humans understood that Ark soldiers are not weapons. They are the end of war. Confusion spreads, ambassadors frown. One speaks with anger to hide fear. What does that mean? They kill everyone. The researcher shakes his head slowly. No, it means if Ark quakes, war becomes pointless. Because Ark soldiers don't fight war, they finish war completely. The hall feels colder, like temperature dropped without machines changing settings. A ghost feeling moves through rows of ambassadors. A realization that war against humans is not about armies or fleets or mines or planets or treaties. War against humans might be war against something that does not allow war to continue at all. The council chief taps claws against table, the sound sharp and nervous. But Earth is peaceful. They destroyed fleets, closed armies. They refuse weapons. His voice is full of confusion breaking into fear. The researcher looks at him with huge eyes full of knowledge he never wanted to find. Earth refused weapons. Because they have something worse than weapons. They refused war. Because they saw the last version of war. Outside the hall windows, stars shine gently, unaware that truth today tastes like iron and cold wind. Unaware that fear is born in hearts of powerful species who always believed they controlled destiny of smaller worlds. Unaware that humans, the small world, the emotional species, carried history heavy like black hole under smiles and music and soft words. A mechanical species ambassador, made of chrome metal and living code, speaks in machine voice that hides emotion but cannot hide logic. Probability model adjusted. 71% chance Ark is real, 43% chance Ark is awake, 88% chance humans warned council. Numbers hit the room like hammers, heavy and cold, because machines do not fear, machines do not exaggerate, machines do not lie for emotion. Machines say numbers that bleed truth onto golden floor. Meanwhile, in a quiet conference room on the council station, away from screaming ambassadors, away from chaos, Maya Lang sits alone, looking out at the stars through a wide window made from shining glass that reflects the blue of her eyes. Her hands folded on her lap, her posture calm. But inside her chest there is a storm of old memories that never left her. Memories she heard when she was child sitting under a table, listening to old veterans talking late at night, voices broken, speaking about things no one was allowed to write, stories full of whispers and scars and guilt, stories about soldiers who never came home, soldiers who never slept again because nightmares lived in their bones. Soldiers who walked through silence like silence was louder than explosions. Maya remembers those nights, the smell of old uniforms, the heavy feeling in the air when one of those men stopped talking and stared into nothing for minutes. Eyes full of something she could not understand when she was young. Pain mixed with respect for something they hated. Now she sits here, carrying that same pain, not because she fought the last war, but because she carries truth of the last war like a seed planted in her blood. She closes her eyes slowly, breathing in the weight of silent stars outside, whispering words that no one hears. We tried, we really tried. Like she is talking to ghosts of soldiers who built Ark with hands covered in history, not glory. She opens her eyes again, tears hiding behind cold strength, and she checks a small digital device. On her wrist, it shows coded messages from Earth. Messages simple, no fear, only instructions. Instructions old but clear. Do not engage until Stage 3. Stage 3. Maya looks at the stars again, feels like they are watching her, feels like everything around her is a test. A heavy test humanity never wanted to take again. A test they hoped would never return. She stands and walks to the door slowly, her steps soft. But each step feels like she is walking toward a future she already knows. A future written in code before she was born. Behind her, the stars remain quiet, shining like cold eyes of old commanders. Back in the Golden Hall, ambassadors fight with words like knives. Their voices loud, sharp, painful. Pain turning into aggression because fear always looks for place to land. A target to blame, someone to point finger at, someone to say enemy so heart can breathe again. But there is no enemy except truth itself. A warrior species with scales says, "We must attack Ark Station before it wakes more soldiers," another answers, "And what if attacking wakes them faster?" A third voice, "We need alliance with humans," fourth voice, "Why would humans trust us after today?" Fifth voice whispers, "We pushed them into war path, now we beg for peace." And silence spreads among them like black water, because that is truth. They forced humanity into a corner and now they want forgiveness without offering anything. Except fear. The council chief stands, raising his voice with force he did not have earlier. Enough. The hall stops like someone froze time. He breathes, deep, long breath like someone trying to push storm out of chest. Humans will not start war. His words shock the hall. Some whisper in confusion, some laugh bitterly, some sigh. They will try peace again, the chief continues. Because they fear what happens when they stop trying peace. His voice heavy, but honest, full of something new in council. Hall. Respect. One small ambassador asks with shaky voice, "Then what is our path?" The chief looks at screens, remembers message, "The Ark is awake." The words echo in his mind like bell from Nightmare Church. He answers slowly, "We must understand Ark, not fight it." Many ambassadors protest, but he raises hand, "If Ark truly exists, then war means nothing." He continues, "Ark soldiers are not army. They are last chapter of war book." His voice grows deeper. If humans open that chapter again, it will be end of war, and maybe end of us all. Silence returns, heavy and painful, like weight on spine. Light flickers on screens, a transmission from Earth tries to connect, but signal is blocked by council firewalls. Technicians run to clear channels, their hands shaking, one of them speaking in frightened tone. Signal is calm. No threat lines. No demands. Ambassadors hold breath, expecting message full of power, but they do not understand humanity. Humans do not show strength like metals hitting metal. Humans show strength in quiet moments, in soft sentences that carry storms behind them. The signal activates, the whole screen turns blue, Earth symbol appears. Then a small message, open dialogue, only 2 words, simple, soft, no threat. The hall breathes again. Some feel relief, some feel deeper fear. Because 2 words mean humans are not angry. Humans are preparing. Humans want to talk before they decide something universe never saw before. The council chief nods to technicians, "Open channel," he says, but before channel opens fully, another alarm hits screens. Jupiter Moon, Ark Station power surge. The hall gasps, engineers check data. One stares at numbers like staring into bottom of cold ocean. His voice broken, Ark power rising. Stasis locks releasing. Ambassadors panic again, hands shaking, minds frozen. Far away, under the ice of Jupiter Moon, the Ark Station pulses like giant heart beating after centuries. Systems humming like choir of dead machines singing awakening song. One stasis chamber light turns from blue to white. Frost melts from glass slowly like tears running down. The body inside starts to move, small movement, almost invisible, a finger twitch, then eyes under closed lids shake. Memories from programming core unlocking like flood breaking through dam. Mind waking with no childhood, no dreams, no fear, only purpose. Inside the chamber, a human soldier opens eyes slowly, pupils black like void swallowing stars, his breath first slow, then steady, muscles tightening, bones strong, skin pale like moonlight on winter lake. There is no confusion, no panic, no shock, because his mind was never made for normal life, never made for family, never made for questions. His mind only knows duty written in code: protect humanity. End war. He steps out of the chamber, bare feet touching cold floor, steam rising from stasis fluid like mist from frozen lake. Machines scan his body, his brain, his heart, everything perfect. His heart beats slow, strong, steady like drum of ancient army walking under blood sky. He looks forward, no emotion in eyes, like statue walking alive, like soldier made from silence. In council hall, alarms continue, but something strange happens. Some ambassadors stop shouting. They look at screens as if something invisible presses meaning into their minds. They now understand slowly that war never meant victory. War meant transformation. They now understand why humans avoided war, why humans stayed silent today, why Maya Lang only said silence is not weakness, because silence hides storms. Maya receives message on her wrist device, no sound, only text, stage 2 complete. She closes her eyes, her lips move without voice. I am sorry, she whispers again, because she knows what others do not. Humans never wanted Ark to wake. Humans hoped Ark would sleep forever, like monster locked under history. But hope is weak against truth, and truth woke today. She walks back to the council hall, ready to speak for humanity. But it is not victory speech. It is not threat speech. It is speech heavy like stone tied to heart. Speech that carries truth of war none of them ever saw. The council hall door opens slowly. Every ambassador turns. Fear in eyes, anger in some, confusion in others, guilt in few, but all silent now, because they see something in Maya's face that breaks illusions. Pain. She walks to table, places hand on digital screen, transmitting Earth channel full audio. A human voice speaks from Earth station, calm, male, old, like someone who lived long enough to understand both peace and war. His voice soft but cuts deeper than shout. Council. You forced us into truth today. Silence. You laughed at our peace. Silence. So we showed you why we chose peace. Silence again, heavy, painful, full of meaning. Council chief tries to speak, his voice cracked. Is Ark real? The human voice answers with sadness, not pride. Ark is our shame. The hall gasps, because they expected pride, expected threat, expected power, but they hear sorrow instead, sorrow heavier than power. The human voice continues, we built Ark not to win war, but to end war. The hall silent, no movement, no whispers. We sealed Ark because we feared ourselves. His voice breaks slightly, like someone remembering friends who never came home. We erased Ark from memory so future humans never learn last war. Every ambassador feels weight of truth crushing arrogance of centuries. The human voice grows quieter. We will not start war, he says, but if war is forced, Ark will defend humanity. Silence follows, silence sharp like blade, silence that pushes fear into bones. Because defending humanity for Ark does not mean fighting war like normal armies. It means ending war like closing book forever. The transmission ends, leaving silence like dark ocean without stars. Maya stands still, tears in her eyes but strength in her spine. Ambassadors stare, not knowing what to say, what to think, what to do, everything they believed broken today. Far under Jupiter ice, the first Ark soldier stands fully awake, staring into empty corridor like he sees path others cannot. His mind full of mission, his heart empty of doubt. He breathes again, slow, controlled, a soldier born from science, shaped by history, carrying last war in his blood. The galaxy believed humans fear war, but now reality hits deeper than fear. Humanity fears what happens if they accept war again. And the Ark is awake. The Ark soldier stands in the cold corridor like a statue made from living flesh and war logic, his feet on the metal floor, steam rising around him like ghost smoke from ancient battlefield memories he does not have but carries in his blood. His eyes black like empty sky with no stars, no emotion, no fear, only deep silence ready to move when command wakes every nerve in his body. His chest rises slowly, breath steady, breath that sounds like wind moving through hollow mountain caves. A breath that was never trained, never learned, because he was born with skills already written into his genetic code. Skills that came from last war knowledge. Skills taken from soldiers who fought until their souls broke into history. Behind him, the stasis chamber closes again. Lights dim, leaving him alone. The first heartbeat of an army that should never wake again. He looks ahead, no hesitation, his mind reading instructions from his nervous system. Codes activating like hidden doors in a deep maze. Each thought shaped by one mission. Protect humanity, end war. Meaning more than any weapon or strategy ever created by species that believe war is about territory or pride or power or resources. For Ark Soldier, war is not a game, not a negotiation tool, not politics. War is final shape of destruction that turns everything into cold silence, and he exists to prevent that silence from reaching humanity again. He walks forward, silent steps echoing like distant thunder under ice, every movement perfect, balanced, powerful. Like someone carved him with sharp tools until he became human weapon made from humanity's fear of becoming monster again. In the council station, Maya Lang stands in the middle of Golden Hall surrounded by ambassadors who stare at her like they are seeing ghosts wearing human skin. Her face calm but soft sadness sits behind her eyes like shadow covering bright lake. She looks at them not like enemies but like children who never saw death close, never saw what last war looked like, never saw a place where stars turn into graves. Her voice is gentle but carries weight heavy like mountain stone. Humans never wanted Ark, she says slowly, like each word hurts her throat. Ark was created when we thought death was only way to save life. Ambassadors stare in silence, no one laughs now, no one mocks humans now, their pride melted into fear and confusion. A bird-like ambassador with violet feathers speaks with shaking voice. Why did you build Ark, if peace was your dream? Maya's eyes lower, her memory swimming through stories she never lived but heard from broken voices. Because peace was not possible then, she answers. War was everywhere, humanity was tired of watching children die, tired of watching planets burn, tired of burying dreams under metal and fire. Her voice breaks slightly, like she is speaking for voices buried in time, voices that still echo in future through Ark Soldier's existence. The council chief steps closer, his face old now, older than hours that passed since truth began. Because fear adds years to face faster than time, he asks quietly, what was the last war? Maya looks at him, eyes filled with something that is not anger but distant grief. A war with no name, she whispers. A war so heavy that we erased its name to erase its weight. The hall listens like grave listens to wind. Far from council, on Jupiter moon, the Ark Soldier reaches control chamber. Machines glow around him like stars trapped in glass. Screens show galaxy map, blinking red point showing council station location. A message appears in human code. He reads it without thinking, his brain decoding symbols like river reading rocks. Observe, protect, wait. 3 commands, simple but heavier than fleets. Because Ark never attacks first, Ark waits. Ark watches. Ark does not fight war like soldiers with pride and anger. Ark fights war like surgeon cutting blood flow to death. Fast and clean, without satisfaction, without celebration. He stands still, listening to hum of machines, listening to silence between machine breaths. Silence that humans learned in deepest trenches. Silence that carries truth that words cannot carry. The truth that war should not exist. But when war exists, it should end fast before it becomes a story children inherit like poison in their blood. His mind looks at galaxy map like looking at wide ocean with hidden sharks. Millions of stars like memories of battles sealed under time. Hundreds of species, some peaceful, some hungry for power, some proud, some broken, all living without knowing a rifle deeper than atomic equations sleeps under moon ice, waiting like long memory humans tried to bury. Back in Golden Hall, ambassadors speak now with quiet voices, like respectful prayers after funeral they never attended. A robotic ambassador with chrome skin touches screen and shows numbers. Arc activation curve rising, stasis pods warming. Its voice flat but computational fear unknown to emotion beings, human system efficiency. 99%. Everyone listens like watching execution clock count seconds. A reptile ambassador whispers, if Ark fully wakes, what happens to war? Maya answers instantly, war ends. They look confused. One responds, ends how? Maya's eyes harden, not peace by discussion. She says, peace by necessity. No one fights when war becomes death of all war. Her words float heavy, like statue thrown into deep water. A younger ambassador with silver claws leans forward, fear glowing in his eyes. So humans created, war that kills war. Maya nods slowly. Yes. Ark soldiers end war at the root, she says. They do not fight armies. They erase the possibility of armies. The hall freezes, understanding hitting like cold earthquake shaking spine. Images appear in their minds. Machines that stop war before war starts. Soldiers that neutralize threat without battle. Final logic of conflict. The council chief sits back, his voice small. You hid this for centuries. Maya answers, her tone heavy. We hid this because we fear what it means, she whispers. We fear what humans become when pushed to last line. She looks at the floor, eyes blurry with memory she did not live but inherited. We saw that line once, and it destroyed us from inside. Every species in Hall imagines humans building Ark, not with joy or pride, but with tears, with shaking hands, with guilt of creating monster to kill monsters. Outside station, space is calm, stars burn slow, planets move around suns like nothing matters, like truth uncovered in Golden Hall means nothing to cosmic silence. But cosmic silence is what humans learned better than any species. Silence after destruction. Maya closes her eyes, breath slow. She speaks again. You think humans fear war, but truth is different. She opens eyes again, strong. Humans fear that if war begins, we will stop being human. Ambassadors stare, their hearts beat fast, because those words carry truth like burning coal. Meanwhile, Ark soldier walks deeper into station, his body measuring distance between threat and protection. No emotion affects his decisions. His brain works like battle computer. But his DNA remembers screams from last war. Screams stored in code, not memory. Like echo from ancestors he never met. His hand touches wall, metal cold but familiar, like he was born in steel womb. A hologram activates in front of him, showing Maya Lang's face delivering message from Earth. Her eyes full of sadness and strength. She speaks to him, not to counsel. You were made to save us from ourselves. Her hologram voice soft, not to kill others. Ark soldier watches, expression unchanged, but hologram voice touches something deep in his code. If war comes, end it fast. Do not let it live, she pauses. And if peace is possible, protect it, even if others cannot see its value. Her image fades into darkness, leaving him with command heavy like universe. In Golden Hall, a young ambassador raises hand, voice shaking. What do humans want? Maya answers without pause. We want Galaxy to understand peace not as weakness, but as fear of becoming monster. Suddenly Hall feels smaller. Every ambassador feels history they never lived pressing their lungs. Because peace based on fear of self is most honest peace, not peace based on pride or power. Another ambassador, from machine species, asks, logical tone cold but respectful, why tell us now? Maya looks around. Because you forced truth, she answers, your arrogance woke Ark, her voice sharp now. Your laughter made old scars open. Ambassadors lower heads, guilt heavy like chain around necks, because now they see their mistake. Mocking peace that was built from fire is like laughing at someone carrying scars from burning house. Council chief wipes sweat from face, voice tired. What happens now? Maya breathes deep, thinking of instructions from Earth, thinking of Ark soldier waking alone in dark station. Thinking of truth rising like storm cloud. Now, humans talk, she says. We talk about peace built from truth, not lies. Ambassadors nod slowly, because lies built walls between humans and Galaxy for centuries. Before anyone replies, screens flash again, showing data from Ark station. Stasis units unlocking faster, temperature rising, cryo lines glow. Alarm fills hall like scream breaking bone. Ambassadors panic again. Fear returning like wave crashing over fragile sand castle of hope they tried to build. Maya steps forward, raising her voice for first time. Stop, she shouts. Hall freezes, echoes bounce like glass breaking. She continues. Ark wakes because threat exists. She says, remove threat. Ark sleeps, ambassadors look at each other, hearts beating like drums, hands tense, some whisper, we are the threat, others whisper, our arrogance was threat. Truth cold like ice water poured on pride. Ark soldier stands in control room, map blinking, systems filling with energy. But he waits. Waiting is his nature. Waiting is his first weapon. His mind speaks in code, no threat action detected yet. His body stays still, ready but calm. Because violence is not first choice. Violence is last option when all choices die. He listens to silence, silence of galaxy holding breath. Silence of council struggling to find peace under fear. Silence of humanity hoping they never have to use him. Inside Golden Hall, Council Chief looks at Maya, eyes full of something new. Respect that comes after fear breaks ignorance. Tell your people we want peace. He says, simple sentence but heavy. Maya nods slowly, understanding weight. She touches her wrist, sends coded message to Earth, short, calm, dialogue accepted. Meaning war is not today, meaning maybe Ark sleeps again, meaning maybe truth will build new path instead of destruction. Screens show Ark power drop slightly, stasis cycle slowing, ambassadors sigh, heavy relief like rock lifted off chest. Some cry quietly, not because war ended but because they saw how close they came to last war without knowing what last war truly meant. Deep under moon ice, Ark soldier receives coded signal from Earth. His eyes blink once, calm. His body relaxes slightly. His mind reads instruction, standby. He stops activation sequence. Energy lines slow like heartbeat drifting to sleep again. Machines turn quiet. Cryo systems pause. One soldier remains awake but waiting for next signal. Humans' hope never comes. He turns to corridor, staring into darkness, his voice low, deep. The first voice of generation never meant to speak. He whispers into silence like prayer from future. If war comes, we end it. His words disappear into metal walls like ghost sentence, echoing through dark halls like memory from war that never died. In Golden Hall, Maya looks at ambassadors with calm eyes. This is not threat, she says. This is truth. Ambassadors nod, some wiping tears from eyes, some breathing deeply, some whispering apologies like children who broke something sacred. Because now they understand humans did not hide Ark to gain power. Humans hid Ark to protect galaxy from what war can become when humanity stops being afraid of war. The galaxy believed humans fear war, but now reality hits deeper than fear. Humans fear what they become if they accept war. And somewhere, under frozen moon, Ark sleeps again. But one soldier watches stars through metal walls, silent guardian of peace built from horror of last war. Ark is not weapon of pride. Ark is warning written in flesh. Ark is future that must never happen and humans pray, silently, that war never calls them again. The Ark soldier stands alone in the silent station, his body still like iron statue breathing slowly, a presence that feels like shadow of forgotten war shaped into human form. The cold metal floor under his bare feet sends small vibrations into his bones, vibrations telling him machines around him are alive again, waiting for command signal that will decide history. His eyes black mirrors reflecting. Screen lights blinking cold blue, showing maps of galaxy, showing council station location, showing Earth's heartbeat inside network of satellites orbiting home planet like shining shields. He watches without curiosity because curiosity is for humans who dream. He was not made to dream. He was made to finish nightmares. His mind is clear, empty of anything except purpose written in DNA. Protect humanity and end war faster than war can grow teeth. He does not blink often. His breath does not change when he sees enemy coordinates or threat markers. Because emotion is not his compass, logic is. Logic shaped by last war records stored inside neural implants. Invisible under skin. Connected to his brain like ghost memory guiding him towards actions humans fear but need if destruction rises again. Machine voices echo in room without human tone. Digital whispers. Stasis sequence paused. Stage 2 hold, Earth command pending. Everything around him moves like cold river of data flowing into center of his mind. But he stands silent, like mountain waiting for sunrise that may never come. Far away, inside council hall glowing soft golden light. Ambassadors sit heavy in their seats, exhaustion on their faces, fear in eyes, guilt in silence. The arrogance that filled hall before now forgotten like broken glass swept away by dark wind. They no longer scream, no longer laugh, no longer mock. They sit like people who walked into truth that is too heavy for shoulders built from pride not history. They stare at screens showing Ark station data, numbers dropping slowly like falling leaves from tree after winter storm. Maya Lang stands close to central table, her fingers resting on edges of cold metal surface. Her face calm but eyes heavy like someone carrying weight of a world built on hidden ghosts. She looks at data flow and breathes slowly. Long inhale like someone trying to hold tears that belong to souls she never met but represents. The council chief looks older now, older not because years passed but because truth ages hearts faster than time. He scans private screen showing message from Earth. The message short, dialogue accepted. Stage 2 ended. Stage 3 on hold. He reads line again and again, trying to understand meaning hidden under simple words. Stage 3 is something Earth did not describe fully. Something humans hold close like secret map guiding fate of galaxy. Something that could wake Ark fully or put Ark back into deep sleep again. One small ambassador with silver fur speaks in quiet voice, so quiet that golden walls almost swallow words. We came today to control humans. Now we sit afraid humans will not control themselves. The line cuts air like invisible blade, ambassadors lower heads, shame heavy like iron plate on shoulders. Another ambassador with pale wings shakes slowly, feathers falling like pieces of broken pride. We thought peace meant humans weak, she says, tears shaking her voice. But peace came from something stronger than war. Her words feel like prayer spoken to truth they do not deserve. A mechanical ambassador projects hologram image of Ark soldier. Image captured by hidden drone slowly orbiting moon surface before detection shield activated. The hologram shows pale human stepping out of chamber. Eyes like empty sky that can swallow stars without reflection. His muscles compact like war held inside body. Every shape perfect like machine god carved human body to protect humans from themselves. The image makes ambassadors cold from inside, because they expected monsters with claws and metal limbs, not silent human in simple form that looks normal but stands like walking boundary between peace and hell. Maya watches hologram too, her heart twisting with two opposite feelings, sorrow and pride. Sorrow because humans created child of war. Pride because human desire to protect others was so strong that they made sacrifice deep enough to break future souls. She closes eyes for a moment, remembering stories she heard from veterans when she was small. Stories told in quiet kitchens, stories whispered in broken sleep. Stories about war that ate soldiers alive. Stories about commanders crying after battle because victory tasted like ash in their hearts. She whispers inside her mind, Ark is our wound, not our weapon. Truth painful but honest. In another part of station, Council security teams monitor galactic networks, watching for signs of other empires reacting to Ark reveal. Messages spread like wildfire wrapped in shadow, rumors in language of gas-based species, whispers in radio waves from insect colonies, encrypted fear from machine nations. Whole galaxy begins to tremble under whisper of Ark. Even species who never met humans now speak humans' name in tone between awe and horror. Like someone saying myth became reality. In many corners of space, old soldiers who fought wars long ago feel something heavy in their bones. Like memory they tried to bury waking again. Because they heard stories about Ark when they were young. Stories they thought were nightmares of drunk veterans, not truth behind peace. Maya opens channel to Earth again, her voice soft but urgent. We need guidance, she says, her tone shaking because she knows she stands on thin bridge between war and peace built from lies broken today. A voice answers from Earth, same old male voice filled with tired wisdom. You stand well, he replies. Tell them truth as we lived it, not as they fear it. Maya breathes, they are afraid of Ark. The voice sighs like someone carrying centuries in ribs. So are we, he says quietly. Ark is memory we did not want. Ark is mirror we cannot break. His voice pauses like he looks at sky from Earth. But if war comes, Ark protects what we could not protect last time. His voice breaks slightly, our children. Maya's heart softens at word children. Because Ark soldiers had no childhood, no laughter in school, no mother wiping tears, no hand holding theirs during storm, no first dream under stars. They were created fully formed, like statues carved with purpose but without history. Each one is child of war with no mourning. That truth breaks part of Maya each time she thinks about it. Each Ark soldier is sacrifice humans made to save children who never knew danger that made Ark exist. She whispers to Earth voice, they do not understand sacrifice. The voice answers, make them understand peace built from horror is still peace. Then call ends, leaving cold echo like last note from old song. Inside Golden Hall, ambassadors gather courage to ask questions again. Because questions are bridge between fear and understanding. One ambassador from deep ocean species with translucent skin asks, what is stage 3? Maya looks at him with eyes that hold truth like knife without handle. Stage 3 is what happens if this meeting fails. She says, simple sentence but heavy like dark gravity. Ambassadors swallow breath, imagining what humans call stage 3. They imagine full arc waking, hundreds of chambers opening like cold flowers, thousands of soldiers walking like army of ghosts, silent, emotionless, ending war like ending heartbeat. Another ambassador asks with trembling voice, how many Ark soldiers exist? Maya does not lie because lies built wall between humanity and galaxy. Many, she says, knees shaking of some ambassadors hearing word like whisper of death in language they understand. Enough to end every fleet if forced. She adds, not with pride, but with pain, pain that makes air colder, because truth hurts more than threat. Ambassadors whisper to each other, talking about numbers, strategies, but strategies feel useless now. War logic feels small next to last war logic. A reptile ambassador raises head slowly, scales reflecting light like cracked mirror. Why do Ark soldiers not feel emotion? Maya answers without hesitation, because emotion created chaos in last war, her voice sad. Ark soldiers exist to end chaos before chaos creates suffering. Ambassadors nod slowly, understanding piece of truth they never knew, that war is not about winning. War is about ending suffering faster than suffering can spread into generations like disease. Outside station, stars continue moving in silent dance, planets circle suns. Space does not care about war. Space is older than blood, older than politics, older than fear. It remains silent witness to decisions made by species who think they understand destiny. Ark soldier stands in station, listening to coded signals from Earth that say, observe only. He waits. Waiting feels like his first breath. Waiting feels like time written in bones. Suddenly, screens in Council Hall blink, showing live satellite feed from Ark Moon, showing frost melting deeper into Stasis corridors. Small lights glowing in chamber rows not yet activated. Ambassadors gasp. Thinking awakening continues. Fear fills hall like smoke. Maya looks closely, then speaks loud enough to calm panic. They are not waking. She says, cryo systems release excess energy after long sleep, her tone firm. Ambassadors breathe easier, hearts settling from cliff of panic. Because every small light feels like death calling. But one ambassador still shakes, voice weak. How do we trust humans after they hid this? Maya steps closer, her voice no anger, only truth. We hid Ark for your safety, not our power. She says, we hid Ark because we feared what you fear today. She looks around, we feared waking Ark. Her voice touches feeling deep inside ambassadors. Because fear of themselves is something every intelligent species understands when they look at scars of history. Another ambassador from species with radio mind speaks in vibrating frequency translated into words. If we choose peace, will humans put Ark back to sleep? Maya nods, yes, if threat ends, then adds softly, Ark sleeps when war sleeps. Ambassadors close eyes, letting meaning sink. Ark is not for attack, Ark is for end. One old ambassador with deep lines on face asks, what will Ark do if someone attacks humanity first? Maya answers with voice calm but heavy, Ark will stop war before war becomes reason for others to fight. Her words simple but make spine cold, because Ark does not fight battles like normal armies. Ark ends battles before they can spread, before they can turn into cycle that produces generations of war babies. Silence returns to hall, silence filled with breathing, whispering, thinking, understanding, fear mixing with respect. Ambassadors now see humans different. Not as weak peace lovers but as species who walked through hell so others never have to. Species who saw last war so terrible they erased name to erase memory. Species who built monster to fight monsters, then sealed monster to protect all children not yet born. Maya receives second message on wrist device, short, Ark stable. She feels relief like warm wave inside cold mind, her heart beating normal again. She turns to ambassadors, you have choice today, her voice soft but strong. We can build peace with truth. She says, not fake peace built from lies about weakness. Ambassadors listen like students learning new meaning of word peace. Maya continues, peace from strength is dangerous, she says. But peace from fear of our own darkness is stronger. Her words hold wisdom of war she never fought but understands. A young ambassador stands, tears in eyes like child who witnessed something huge for first time. We choose peace. She says, voice small but loud enough to change air. Others follow, one by one. Voices soft but true. Peace, dialogue, understanding, no war. Fear slowly becomes agreement. Agreement that comes not from power but from truth. Truth that humans showed without weapons. Only file, only history. The council chief nods, his eyes wet, his pride gone. replaced by respect that was never present for humans until today. Then we sign treaty again. He says, not treaty of control, treaty of equal peace. Hall feels lighter, like chains break, like prison door open, like future opens different path. Maya signs document again, but this time her hand does not shake from weight of hidden truth. Her hand steady from strength of revealed truth. She writes her name on peace built from pain, not weakness. Ambassadors sign too, some crying quietly, some breathing deeply like lungs learning oxygen for first time. Under moon ice, Ark soldier receives final message from Earth, short, soft, stand down. His eyes blink, his body stops internal readiness, his mind lowers threat analysis, his heart beats slow. Machines around him dim like stars behind clouds. Ark sleeps again. But soldier remains awake guard, sentry of war truth, silent witness of peace built from fear of war. He sits on metal floor, back against cold wall, head tilted up like looking at stars through roof he cannot see. He closes eyes slowly, not like humans sleeping with dreams, but like machine lowering energy for rest state. In his code there is no dream, but deep memory whispers, memory not his, but inherited from war he never saw. Whispers say, war is last breath of peace if peace fails. He remains still, waiting like ghost guarding tomb. In council hall, Maya speaks final words. Humans did not fear war, she says. Humans feared what war made us. Ambassadors nod, understanding deep truth that peace is not comfort. Peace is memory of pain. Outside station windows, stars shine like old witnesses, silent and patient, watching species choose path again. Watching future change from thin line to wide road. Ark sleeps, council breathes, humanity hopes. Ark is not victory. Ark is warning. And peace today is built from respect deeper than fear. The galaxy believed humans fear war. Now reality hits, humans fear becoming war, and on frozen moon, Ark soldier waits, hoping he never wakes his brothers. The council hall is quiet after the signing of the new document. Not the silence of pride, not the silence of arrogance, but silence of minds touching truth that was hidden under centuries of peace. A truth heavy like stone that lived behind smiling faces and soft music and gentle conversations. Ambassadors sit still, hands folded, eyes distant as if they see ghosts walking through history. Ghosts made from human sacrifices. Ghosts made from last war that still lives in one place on Jupiter moon. One place shaped like metal heart buried under ice to stop beating. Because if it beats again, galaxy breathes war again. The golden walls reflect soft blue light from screens showing new treaty lines. A treaty built not on fear of control, but on fear of war itself. A treaty written with unspoken blood of soldiers who never returned from a war erased from books. Maya Lang stands at center, her breath slow, her hands shaking a little now that tension changed shape. Fear leaving room and leaving behind heavy weight of responsibility. Responsibility to explain truth to galaxy that lived with wrong story for so long. She looks at ambassadors, seeing faces of many species different in shape, color, evolution, but all sharing same fear today, not fear of humans attacking, but fear of what humans carry inside silence. Fear that humans fight war like no one else because they know war like no one else. Her voice soft but clear, we gave you truth today, she says, truth is heavy, but heavy truth builds strong peace. Ambassadors nod slowly, heads lowered like students who learned lesson from teacher with scars in voice. Some ambassadors wipe tears, some close eyes, some breathe deep, feeling shame for laughing at humans, for calling their peace weakness, not knowing peace was shield built from pain so deep it shaped future like scar-shaped skin. Maya continues, many centuries ago, humans thought war is end of everything. Her tone slow, each word shaped like memory even if she did not live it. We learned war is not end of everything. War is beginning of everything bad. Room cold now, everyone listening like hearing confession of species to entire galaxy. She looks at treaty, fingers tracing new lines. We kept Ark secret because we feared what it means, she whispers. We sealed Ark so future humans never know last war. Her eyes shine with grief for children who did not know why peace tasted like sadness in some songs and why some old soldiers cried alone at night even in safe world. Far away, under ice and dark stone, Ark soldier sits against metal wall, eyes closed like someone sleeping with open mind. But his body does not sleep like normal human. His brain stays awake, half power, half rest, monitoring signals from Earth and Council Station. Every small vibration inside station tells him story that peace still exists. Small peace, fragile peace, but peace. Machines around him hum soft, temperature inside corridor rising and falling like breath of giant sleeping with calm heart. Lights dim like stars hiding behind clouds. His eyes open slowly, not because threat detected, but because memory code flashed inside mind. Memory not his but from last war soldiers stored into DNA foundation. A memory that feels like voice whispering through cold wind inside his bones. Voice of commander from last war. Voice saying, peace is choice, war is failure. Ark soldier stands, his muscles silent under pale skin. He walks deeper into chamber. Bare feet touching cold metal that vibrates like earth shaking under heavy machines. He enters data room where core storage shows last war record locked under code level so high most machines cannot open. He does not open record. He stands in front of it like guard dog watching door to old wounds. His eyes reading title on screen. Last war. Final strategy. He touches screen, memory pulse moves through his body. But he removes hand. Because Earth command is not to open old wounds. Earth command is to protect peace and wait. He sits again, back against machine core, feeling hum of data like blood inside station moving slowly, like life below metal skin. In council hall, one ambassador with long antenna speaks, voice soft. We want to understand Ark, she says, not to copy, but to know why humans chose this path. Maya nods, because understanding saves future, not hiding truth. Ark was created when humans believed no child should bury father again. She says, Ark was created to stop war by ending war faster than war can make scars. Ambassadors listen, heavy breathing in room, because they understand humans did not create Ark to gain power. Humans created Ark to lose power of war. A mechanical ambassador analyzes numbers on screen, its voice flat but sharp. Ark soldiers operate with removal logic. It says, not domination logic. Others look confused. Machine explains, normal armies fight to win. It says, Ark soldiers fight to make war impossible. Silence again, truth heavier than weapons. Maya confirms, Ark soldiers fight like surgery. They remove root, not leaves, her eyes dark with memory of stories. They do not fight for flag or pride. They fight for end. Ambassadors feel chills. Because end of war means end of everything war touches, including armies, governments built on war, economy built on warfare. One ambassador asks, what did humans sacrifice to build Ark? Maya closes eyes 1 second, opening like she sees shadow behind hall, everything. She whispers, families, futures, humanity itself. She says, we sacrificed part of our soul so future humans never see last war. Ambassadors silent, some cry quietly, some hold their faces, because they never imagined peace can cost more than war. But humans paid for peace with cost of becoming close to monster they fought. Earth sends message to council again. Simple message of guidance. Share truth carefully. Maya reads and nods. Because truth is heavy and sharing heavy truth can break species if they are not ready. She speaks, Ark soldiers look human. But they are not like us, she says, they are pure purpose. Ambassadors see hologram again. Pale soldier walking like shadow of war but controlled by silence, not violence. Other screen shows old human command recorded from last war archive, audio broken, voice tired. If Ark walks, war ends. It says, Ark is last breath. Ambassadors stare. Understanding war is not game for humans. War is disease humans cured by giving part of themselves to machine womb. Suddenly, comm channel glows red warning in hall. Everyone jumps in fear thinking Ark activation again. But message shows different threat. Unknown fleet moving near border of council space. Small fleet but armed, aggressive formation. Likely pirate kingdom or small empire that saw council week after Ark reveal. Wanting to use chaos to steal planets or resources. Ambassadors panic, voices loud again. Fear changing shape. Not fear of humans now. Fear of enemy outside. Enemy who thinks council soft after fear of Ark. Council chief orders calm. We handle this without war. He says, but ambassadors look at each other. Their fleets not ready. Their minds broken by truth. Their hearts heavy. Maya sees screen, her blood cold. Because small war now means big war later. War attracts war. Like blood attracts sharks. She knows history. She knows war grows like fire. Small fire becomes big wildfire if no one puts water early. She speaks quickly, voice sharp like warning. Do not fight them now. She says, they want you to look weak. Ambassadors confused. One asks, what do we do? They will attack colony. Maya looks at screen, her eyes analyzing formation. We send message. She says, show alliance. She stands tall, strong, Tell them Council and humans are together, ambassadors shocked. But we just fought over treaty, Maya nods. That is why they attack now, she says. Show them we learned something together, her voice strong, deeper than fear. Show them Ark truth did not break us, it made us wiser. Ambassadors unsure, one whispers, and if they attack anyway? Maya looks at them with dark eyes that reflect sadness from Ark. Then humans defend colony. She says, ambassadors gasp, you use Ark? She shakes head, no, her voice firm, human navy, ambassadors surprised, you have navy? She nods, we destroyed big weapons. But we kept small fleet for defense, never for invasion. Her tone calm. Because humans kept some ships, old ships, not war machines like Ark, but enough to defend colonies if danger small. Council chief nods, do it, he orders, send joint warning. He stands, shoulders stronger now, old fear gone, replaced by new respect mixed with responsibility. He sends message to pirate fleet. Council and humans defend peace together. Message travels through space like arrow tipped with truth. Pirate ships see message. Fear spreads among their crew because Ark rumor spread fast. They think Council allied with Ark soldier army. They retreat slowly, not wanting to test truth behind message. Ambassadors watch retreat on screen, their mouths open, shock and relief mixing. Some laugh small relief laugh, some wipe tears. Some sit down like body tired from running long distance. Because war avoided without weapons is biggest victory for Galaxy learning new truth. Maya exhales, long breath she held since warning appeared. Her heart eases, she whispers inside mind, thank you, not to Council, not to pirates, but to Ark soldiers sitting under ice, to sacrifice made long ago. Because Ark truth made pirates afraid of war, not humans' force. Ark truth made them choose retreat not attack. Council hall calm again. Ambassadors look at Maya with new eyes. Eyes that saw destruction avoided by honesty not by guns. Eyes that saw peace work like shield made from truth. One ambassador stands, voice proud, we were wrong about humans. He says, we thought peace easy for you. He looks at floor, ashamed. Now we see peace cost you everything. Maya shakes head gently, not everything. She says, we still have children. We still have future. Hall silent again. Silence soft now. Silence of respect, not fear. Council chief speaks loud, voice steady, let us protect that future together. He says, ambassadors agree, peace talk begins again, not about who controls who, but about how to prevent war, how to share technology that protects, how to build network that stops threats early, how to talk without weapons behind back. In data room under moon, Ark soldier hears code signal from Earth. No voice, only feeling, stand down. His body relaxes again, eyes soften slightly, not emotion, but lower alertness, his hands unclenching. He sits again, back against machine wall, staring forward, waiting. He speaks softly, voice not loud, war avoided. He says, almost whisper, his voice heavy like old metal covering broken heart. Stand by, he repeats, and silence fills room again. He looks at metal ceiling, imagining stars behind it. Stars he never saw with real eyes. Stars humans protected with blood of war long ago. Stars humans want children to see without fear. He closes eyes again, shutting down external senses, listening only to heartbeat of Ark Station. Heartbeat slow like drum of peace calling sleep. In Council Hall, Maya looks at screen showing Ark icon dimming again. She smiles small, tired smile. A smile broken by weight of truth but repaired by hope of peace. She whispers inside mind, sleep, please sleep. Hoping Ark soldiers never wake again in full form, because waking Ark means world failed peace. Ambassadors gather around Maya, not as rulers and alien judges, but as equals learning truth from someone carrying wounds of whole species. They ask question after question, trying to understand peace built from fear, trying to understand why humans protected them from truth so long, trying to understand why humans hid Ark not to gain advantage but to save Galaxy from repeating horror. Maya answers everything with honesty, voice low, calm, telling them humans did not want Ark as threat. Humans wanted Ark as warning. Telling them humans destroyed every blueprint except one sealed under Earth. Telling them humans fear Ark because Ark means humans failed at peace. Council chief signs final page of treaty, looks at Maya, voice soft, thank you. Maya nods, thank Ark, she says, and thank last war. Her voice shakes, because thanking war feels like sin. But she knows last war saved Galaxy by hurting humanity, by showing truth about war deeper than any book or history lesson. War never wins, war only ends. In Frozen Station, Ark Soldier hears deep memory whisper again. Code voice from ancestors he never met, voice saying, "We fight so children never learn war." He stays silent, because his existence is answer to that voice, answer to that sacrifice. His pale eyes reflect nothing, but his presence reflects everything humans lost to protect everything humans love. Ark sleeps, but Ark watches. Council breathes, but Council remembers. The galaxy once believed humans fear war. Now reality hits deeper. Humans fear what war forces them to become. And under cold moonlight, one Ark soldier sits alone, silent guardian of peace built from darkness, hoping forever that no one gives him the command to stand. Because if he stands, war ends. And ending war means war began again. The Council Station moves around its orbit like quiet golden ring in dark sky, slow rotation carrying soft light from stars across its walls, and inside the hall where fear once screamed like burning wind, silence now sits like calm ocean after storm, not dead silence, but silence full of heavy thinking and slow breathing, silence of minds learning new truth that feels older than stars. Ambassadors do not shout now, do not argue now, do not wear pride like armor now. They sit as if someone removed loud colors from their hearts and replaced them with quiet. Heavy truth that peace is not gift given free. Peace is something paid for by people who never got chance to see peace they created. Maya stands with hands folded, her face pale from long hours, her eyes tired like someone who walked through history today even without leaving the room. Her voice becomes guide for Galaxy now. A voice soft enough to carry pain, strong enough to carry hope. She looks at Final Treaty on screen. Lines glowing blue like river of truth running through metal table. Signature from human side and council side. Equal weight, equal respect, equal fear of war. She breathes slowly, her pulse calming as she feels many hearts in room accept truth. Peace must be built from what war taught, not from lies that pretend war never happened. A small ambassador with golden eyes lifts hand, voice gentle. What happens now? Maya answers with soft strength. Now we build peace that can survive truth. She says, not peace that hides truth. Ambassadors nod, some wiping eyes, some pressing hands on chest to calm heartbeat burning like hot coal under skin. Council chief steps forward, his voice older, quieter, but filled with something he never had before, humility. Today, humanity taught Galaxy something precious. He says, looking around at faces, we believed peace means weakness, he shakes head. But peace means strength we never understood. He looks at Maya. Strength to hide monster inside. Strength to protect others from truth. Strength to choose peace even when war was easy choice. Words hit room like slow storm covering sky with heavy clouds of understanding. Ambassadors breathe deeper. Their minds open like door that resisted truth for centuries. Maya answers softly, we chose peace because we feared last war more than we feared death. She says, we hid Ark because Ark is our shame, not our power. Her eyes fill with tears she does not let fall. We did not want others to fear us. We wanted others to never experience last war. Ambassadors feel sting of guilt again, guilt heavy because they laughed at peace built from screams they never heard. She looks at Treaty again, fingers brushing digital ink like touching memory. Humanity suffered war so Galaxy can learn peace. She whispers, now Galaxy must protect peace before war wakes again. Deep under moon ice, Ark Soldier remains in cold corridor, body against steel like child resting against mother's chest. Except his mother was machine womb that built him from DNA and memory, not love and dream. His eyes open slowly. He looks forward without moving head, sensors inside brain monitoring space, analyzing patterns of possible war, listening to coded whispers from Earth Command, reading quiet pulses from Council Station. Waiting always, waiting for war, waiting for peace. Waiting for decisions someone else will make. His existence is paradox, born to end war so war never grows, but awake in world where peace exists because war happened once. A mind shaped by last war thinking in future world shaped by peace. His thoughts are not emotional, thoughts are clear, linear, full of purpose, full of calculation, full of duty. But in deepest core of code, something more hides, not emotion, not dream, but echo of sadness from soldiers who lived the war that built him. Sadness stored not as feeling but as rule. Never let others live what we lived. That rule shapes everything he is, everything he will be, everything he protects. He whispers quietly into empty corridor. No war, 2 words only. voice heavy like stone dropping in dark well. Echo dies fast, leaving silence again. Silence that feels like prayer only machine can make. In Council Station, ambassadors begin planning everything again. Like children learning world from beginning after discovering world was built on bones they never saw. They discuss new alliance with humans based on truth not control, share defensive systems, share early warning networks, share knowledge from restricted library to show hidden history of many species, not just humans. They debate how to teach future generations the real lesson. Peace is not natural state. Peace is choice made again and again. Peace is fight against war, not escape from war. Maya guides process, one word at time, one truth at time, careful, gentle, heavy, we share with respect. She says, not with fear. Her voice calm like water touching stone, soft enough to shape without breaking. Ambassadors listen because they finally see humans not as weak species, but a species that carries war in memory, species that hides monster inside so world outside never sees monster become reality again. Many wipe their eyes again because they see humans built future on sacrifice, not victory. A small screen beside Maya blinks with new message from Earth, message only she sees, stage 3 cancelled, her heart relaxes, weight falling from shoulders she did not know she held so tight. Stage 3 would have been answer to failure of peace. A command that wakes Ark fully, something world is not ready for, something humans never want. She breathes easier, her eyes soft, she whispers inside mind, thank you, thanking fate, thanking truth, thanking both sides for choosing peace before. Monster wakes. Ambassador from deep ocean world speaks, voice trembling like water shaking under strong wave. Will Ark ever be destroyed? He asks, not accusing, but asking like child asking if storm ever ends. Maya shakes head slowly, sadness spreading through her face. No, she says, Ark cannot be destroyed. Ambassadors gasp, fear old again. Maya raises hand to calm. Ark must exist, because war exists. She says, Ark sleeps while peace lives. She looks at screen showing dimming readings from moon. If someday war rises again, Ark will wake, her tone becomes soft prayer. But may that day never come. Ambassadors understand, Ark is punishment humans carry for war world never saw. Punishment humans refuse to pass to others. Ark stands as memory, not threat, as warning, not power. Council chief nods slowly, voice heavy with respect. Ark is your cross. He says, Maya nods, and our promise, she replies. Promise to end war before war ends everything. Hours pass, meetings slow, decisions written. Truth spoken again and again until ambassadors can repeat truth like mantra. Peace is built from fear of war. New treaty finished, everyone signs, no hesitation, no pride, just acceptance that truth hurt but truth healed. Maya steps away from table, walking toward window where stars glow like eyes of ancient watchers. She looks at galaxy like someone looking at children playing near cliff. Love mixed with fear mixed with hope that children will learn without falling. Council finishes final words, chief speaks last, his voice a mixture of apology and admiration. To humans, thank you, he says, we thought you feared war, he looks at everyone. But you fear becoming war, hall quiet. Wind of truth moves through walls, light shifts, eyes soften. Maya answers gently, we fear losing humanity. She says, war takes everything, even soul. Ambassadors bow heads slightly, respecting truth they never knew. After meeting ends, Maya walks out of hall alone, corridors silent except soft hum of station engines. She looks at stars beyond glass windows, feels small but not weak. She carries whole story of humanity silently in her heart. Story she never lived but lives now through Ark truth. She stops, hand touching glass, whispering, we did it, not victory shout, but relief whisper. Like someone surviving storm with broken roof but safe children. Under moon, Ark soldier hears channel close, peace confirmed for now. He stands again, stretches arms like machine warming joints. His body looks human but moves like code written inside muscle fibers. He walks to stasis row silently, eyes on thousands of chambers sleeping like cold army of truth. His hand touches one chamber gently, not emotionally, but with respect encoded from last war soldiers who passed memories into his blood. He whispers, sleep, voice deep, sleep until peace ends. He turns away, sits again by security core, waiting again like shadow waiting for light, silent and still. Above moon surface, ancient scanner towers blink weak red and then turn off. Their job done for now. Station returns to low power mode. Only one living soldier active. Only one heartbeat walking through memory of last war. He watches stars on screen in front of him, feels their quiet, their calm, their long age, longer than war, longer than peace. He thinks something like thought, war is small, echo of ancient logic. War is small compared to stars. War is small compared to time. War is small compared to what is possible in peace. But war ruins everything small makes possible. He closes eyes again, shutting world down to minimal movement. Peace mode, alert half-sleep. Waiting like stone in river. Mind awake enough to protect. Heart quiet enough to respect peace. His existence is last barrier between war and future. Barrier shaped not from fear of enemy, but fear of humans becoming enemy. He breathes slow, sound of metal humming with him. Like station sings lullaby for machine child built from last war. Maya stands under stars, watching them reflect in window glass. She whispers, "Thank you," again, not knowing exactly who she thanks. Soldiers who died for peace, commanders who built Ark, humans who hid Ark to protect Galaxy, ambassadors who chose truth, Ark soldier who waits without hate, or stars who watched quietly everything that happened. But thank you is correct. Thank you is needed. Thank you is beginning of better future. Council releases official statement to Galaxy. Message simple, short, full of truth without detail, peace renewed. Truth shared. Humanity and Council united to prevent war. Galaxy reads it, whispers change shape, fear becomes respect, rumors become lessons. Lessons become stories for young children learning history now deeper. Stories about humans not as monsters, not as victims, but as species that killed war by becoming close to war once, then sealed that part away. In many worlds, children ask parents, why humans afraid of war? Parents answer gently, because they know what war looks like inside heart. Answer simple but perfect. New generation grows with truth between fear and respect. Not hate, not mockery, not arrogance. Schools teach new line, peace is fight, not comfortable lie, but powerful truth. Peace is fight against war hidden inside everyone. Fight humans won by losing part of themselves. Fight Galaxy now respects. Time passes, hours turn into day cycle. Station lights dim for night simulation. Ambassadors leave hall, some walking slow, heads full of heavy thoughts, some staying alone in hall to speak to stars through glass, whispering apologies to humanity for misunderstanding peace. Maya walks to her ship dock, Earth flag glowing small on her shoulder. She looks back once at Golden Hall, memory of morning filling her with sadness and pride together. Sadness because Galaxy saw human wound. Pride because Galaxy accepted wound as truth not weapon. She enters ship, sits in seat, touches panel, sending private message to Earth, treaty complete. Truth accepted. Ark sleeping. Stage 3 closed, message travels across space, reaching Earth in few seconds. Command center receives it. Old veterans working in shadows breathe relief. Same relief soldiers feel on battlefield morning when guns silent and sun rises gently on broken land. Veterans whisper, good. Because war avoided means war memory stays memory, not future. In quiet room on Earth, old man who spoke to Maya earlier sits alone. Screen showing message, his eyes wet. Because he fought last war. He built Ark as shield made from dark science and darker memory. He whispers to empty room, sleep now, tears falling. Sleep until we never need you. His voice cuts like knife. He remembers faces of friends who died building Ark, their laughter gone, their families gone. But peace they bought lives and children playing outside his window now, laughing under. Sun they never feared like previous generations feared sky. Ark soldier hears Earth command sleep echo in code. His body relaxes deep. Lights around him dim completely. Only one small indicator glowing on his wrist. Heartbeat of soldier waiting under ice. Heartbeat of peace shaped by war. He leans head back, eyes closed, voice silent, but purpose stronger than steel. Galaxy learned truth. Humans do not fear war because they are weak. Humans fear war because war made them strong enough to destroy everything. Peace is not gentle dream. Peace is scar humans protect with entire future. Peace is weapon against war. Peace is truth. And under frozen moon, Ark sleeps again with one soldier awake like candle in dark church, guarding humanity's promise to never become war again. The Galaxy believed humans fear war. Now reality hit the heart of every species. Humans fear what war turns them into. And as stars move, Quiet and ancient, watching history walk new path, Ark waits silently, praying with machine heart that war never calls him again. Because if Ark wakes, it means peace died. And humanity will fight final war, to save peace they built from their own blood. The end.